Hey folks, Fabio coming back with another video, and in this particular video what I want to talk about is a few things specifically relating to employees um, and big accounts versus small accounts, okay? And I also want to let's just jump into it, okay? So I received a few emails about a lot of different things, but I decided that I wanted to do the video about big accounts versus small accounts, okay? And how to pay employees on both sides, okay? Obviously, it's much easier to pay employees when you have big accounts because, they can actually get the time in opposed to smaller accounts, okay? Smaller accounts are your little dentist offices, chiropractors offices, things of this sort. And um, some people pay once a week, some people pay every 2 weeks, some people pay once a month. It just depends on the cleaning company, depend on the owner, depend on basically what they feel is better for their company, okay, in terms of paying the employee, okay. Now I pay my employees every 2 weeks, okay. I have a lot of big accounts like schools, plants, things of this sort, industrial accounts. And I also have the little chiropractors, dentist offices, things of this sort. Okay. As far as making up the time, what I normally do with the smaller accounts is if you work in a account, let's say that's 1,500 square feet or 2,000 square feet, that's really not a large size account. You can really get that done. If trained right, you can get that done really quickly. Okay. So what I would do is I might have 4 or 5 different accounts of a similar size where the employee can get those hours in. They leave one account and go to another account, do another account, do another account. Okay. But it's not always that easy because, after doing a few accounts, a lot of times employees get tired, get tired out and things like that. And it's, the travel, depending on where the accounts are located, the travel has a lot to do with it. So it just depends on the person. If they really need the money, they hungry for it, they really want the work could be easy, but the travel might be, a big problem for them. But like I say, I pay my employees every 2 weeks. For the most part, my employees get the hours because I'm really quick on my feet. If I have someone call me and they say, "Hey Fabio, I'm about to be late on the rent or I'm about to be late on my car note," which is sometimes what happens. I usually find a way to make it up for that employee. Okay, because when you work for me, I tend to want you to get all the hours that you could possibly get, providing that the hours is available. Okay. I've hired a lot of knuckleheads, like so many companies have. So many people has come and go with me, and the vast majority stay with me because there's always incentives when you stay with me. Okay, I'm just that type of employee, right? I believe in profit sharing at the end of the year or doing certain things for your employees because I show great gratitude towards them because without them, it wouldn't be Hollywood Janitorial Service, okay? I wouldn't be able to necessarily live in Toledo, Ohio, and then be able to commute to, let's say, Virginia or Atlanta or Detroit. Okay, so which I have people delegated to do those type of things, but basically what I'm saying is my life would be so much hell if my employees wasn't doing what they were supposed to do, okay, across the board, okay, because I'm not like this big corporation, I'm still considered a small company. It's just I operate in several different areas. And because of the person that I have designated to overlook the employees, we make sure that the time get in, etc., etc. Now, week after week, things do vary, okay, as far as hours. That's what I'm talking about, guys. Things varies with the hours where this week you might get 40 hours and next week it could be 25 hours. It just, you know what I'm saying? Things happen like that. Okay. Um, so that's why number one, that's why it's very important to train your employees very well because as long as they're doing what they're supposed to do on the job, you wouldn't have no problem in keeping the job. Okay. Um, me, I'm a headhunter when it comes to getting new accounts. Like I try to get new accounts every single day. Not me personally, but my staff. Whether we cold calling, whether we trying to do door to door. I've outsourced or hired out for people that have specific skills in going door to door. Whereas I used to do it all the time. Now I try to find someone that's done that, that has a pretty solid history in doing that and picking up new accounts. Okay, so and let me tell you this, it's kind of funny. My brother, he just started working for this for this cleaning company. So he told me the name of the company. He told me his site. And this just to show you guys how shrewd I am. He told me the site. And I have no accounts in that area at all. But my brother and I, we got this little rivalry thing, right? So it's, you feel like, oh, I'm working for this company and this is this because you wouldn't hire me and this is this. So anyway, he told me the name of the company that he works for. I did research on the company that he works for, right? So I just wanted to know what their revenues were. I'm just kind of like that. I just want to know what everybody is doing and how I could overthrow them, if you will. So the contract that his company have, I've already made a phone call, placed a call to them, already sent out the mailing. I'm sure they haven't gotten it yet, but we have sent out the mailing to the company that he works for, or that he work at, I should say, the contracted place. So waiting on a response. But what I'm looking to do is just take that contract, right? So Biddy would say, "Oh man, you're wrong. You're shrewd," and then direct how I want to go from there. That's kind of off the base a little bit, but that just shows you how vicious I am out here in trying to get new accounts. But as vicious as I am in trying to get new accounts, I'm just as vicious in terms of keeping current accounts, okay? Because you got people that say, it's all about new accounts, new accounts, new accounts, new accounts. And they're right. It's nice to have new accounts. But if you're not taking care of the accounts, the current accounts that you have, then the chances of you being successful in the commercial cleaning industry is slim to none. Okay? Because you have to be able to take care of who you already have before you go out and solicit for some new business. All right? But to hop back on the employee side of things, I can't tell you guys how to set up employees because I've talked to some people who feel like subcontracting to work out to other people works best for them. That way they can 1099 them. And then I have some people that says they rather have employees. Me, I'd rather have employees and build a relationship with them, cross-train them with different sites, which I do a lot now because I'm not always in, let's say, Atlanta, right? So to make things easy, I've instructed my person that's designated in the Atlanta area to handle the cross-training of different sites. So I'll send you over here today, send you over there tomorrow, send you over here today, but this might be your primary site right here. But in case I need you over there, you've been trained, you know how to work over there. So that's basically what I like to do because, and then sometimes I have to get in accounts. I have to actually go in and clean. I don't like doing it because I've got accustomed to not doing it, but sometimes I must swear I have to, right? I have to go in, I have to mop, I have to sweep, I have to vacuum, I have to wipe down and dust and do all these things, right? But the commercial cleaning industry, it's the business, I should say, is what you make it, okay? If you make it tough, it'll be tough for you. I can't tell you guys how to pay the employees. Like I say, some people pay once a week, some people pay once a month, some people pay every 2 weeks, and I'm one to pay every 2 weeks. I understand why some companies pay once a month, definitely because it's better for record keeper purposes. I mean, when you got to pay out just the one check once a month, it's better to keep the books when you do it like that. But I tend to do it every 2 weeks because what I found is, I mean, some people is okay with it, but what I found is when you hire someone and they say, well, how much do I get paid? Do you guys pay every week, every 2 weeks, whatever? I feel like if I tell somebody we pay once a month, they feel like they gotta wait a whole 30 days. They do all this work and they have to wait a whole 30 days for a check. And I feel like, man, I don't know, but I feel like you could let some good people go, because some people may not have the patience to wait the whole 30 days, right? Just to get paid the one check. Now, here's the thing though. That one check could be better for you getting it once a month than, so basically get all your money one time opposed to have it broken up bi-weekly, if that makes sense, right? So, but most people would like to have it broken up bi-weekly, okay? So hopefully I answered a lot of questions with this particular video. Like I said, to go back to the smaller accounts, if you have somebody in there and the account take less than an hour or about an hour, the person that's cleaning that account, your employee that's cleaning that account, going to feel like they're not making money. So you have to find a way to build those hours up for them when they work in those small accounts, okay? The way I like to move with my employees is my best employees, I always make sure that they have work, my best employees. Now there have been times where I had people on my roster that's just sitting, but I had no work for them. Just had no one called off, no one quit. They're still on the roster, but I just didn't have no work. We didn't pick up any new contracts yet, etc., etc. But the main problem I have really with my employees is getting them to go from where they stay, which most of them in urban areas, all the way to maybe suburban areas to get the account. They either don't have the transportation, they don't have, or they have a way there, but maybe the bus has stopped where they can't get back home, so you don't want to stick them out in the boondocks somewhere, right? And then they can't get back home. So I try to make it convenient. I try to figure out where they stay and what account I have around where they stay, right? Because not everybody that work for me have a vehicle where they can drive. Some people carpool, and it's fine because it's one employee helping another employee out. Sometimes I've had to pick employees up from accounts, like they did the work but they didn't have a way home, so they shoot me a text or give me a call, which keep me out far beyond I would want to be out. But it's just life, right? You have a good employee, you might risk losing this employee because he or she can't get home, but they can get to work, right? The bus is moving for them to get to work, but by the time they get off, there's no bus or no way that they can get home. Everybody don't have the Uber money, right? So you guys have to definitely keep that in mind. Just try to work something out with the employees. Like I said, each entrepreneur run his ship the way he or she want to run his ship. I was thinking just recently about getting back into the residential side of things. I haven't closed in on it, but I was thinking about moving right back into the residential side of it, because that's some daytime work. And I get a lot of people that have evening jobs and they say, well, I'm looking for daytime work. And that would give them a good, pretty solid position to be able to work in the daytime and still be able to keep their evening time jobs. So I'll keep you guys posted on that later. But this is just a quick video that I wanted to talk about the employees, how to pay them, what you should pay, that type of thing. And that's it for now. Take care.